Hello viewers, welcome to the fourth NIMBY Rails First Steps video. In this video, we're going to be talking about station tracks again and complete some information about that before we go on to normal tracks in the next video. I've closed up NIMBY Rails, so I need to open it up here. I'll just go to my start menu and find the NIMBY Rails shortcut and get it kicked off. And I'm going to load the game. And we've been working on the Metro Rail Houston. And I'll just go ahead and select the last auto save. I want to make sure I've got the last one so that it has all the changes in it. And that is the last one. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I guess it looks like 4 is the next to the last, and then 2 is the oldest one. And so I'm a little confused by the numbering system here, but we'll go ahead and select the autosave number 1 and load the game up. And this is where I left off after the last video. I have a little bit of cleaning up to do before we continue. So let me just go over here to tracks, and I want the move, delete, and edit tracks selected. And I'll just select those items there and click delete. And that deletes the items that were selected. All right, most stations along the red line, this north-south line that we looked at in the previous video, can be built exactly like we did the Fannin South station. There may be some minor differences between this station and the other stations, and we'll look at some of those. But for the most part, if you remember how to build this one, then you should be able to build the others. But let's look at some of the differences. For example, find the downtown station with the water garden between the two ends of the station. We'll just zoom out here a little bit, come down to the downtown area, which is right here, and zoom in, and we want to find a station with the garden area, and we may have to cheat a little bit to do this. Let's see, where am I at? That is north of downtown. Somehow I got north. And okay, here we go. This is one station instead of two. It looks like two stations, but it's one station. And this don't remember the name of the station, Main Street or Main Street Water Gardens or whatever it could be. We can give it any name that we want to. But in this case, the station has a platform for the northbound trains on the north side of the water garden, and it has a platform for the southbound train on the south side of the water garden. And so it takes a little bit different work to get this done the way we want it. Now, I did a little bit of experimenting yesterday and learned some things that I wasn't aware of, and still I'm always learning about this game. There are so many things in the game to discover, but there may be a better way of creating stations than what I suggested yesterday. So let's see if we can't make use of some of that information. I'm going to click over here on the append to tracks or create new tracks button right here. make sure that my double track mode is selected, and that I have the continuously append track segments button also selected. And we'll start building our station tracks from this right here. Now, yesterday or in the previous video, I suggested that you create these stations with 2 segments. Today, I'm going to try to create them with 1 segment and see how that works. So we'll just click here on at the end of this segment, and it looks like I clicked on the wrong side. We click right here at the end of this segment, and we will come down just 1 time to the end for that station. And I don't know if this is very important, but I'm going to click close to the end of the station here. And then click down here close to the end of the station. And we'll have to see that I don't have my correct track selected here, but we'll fix that once we get there. So I'm going to click right here, and now click at the end of this station, this platform, and then come down here to the end of this platform, and I'm going to click right there at the end of this platform, and I'm going to go on down 1 more time to the end of this platform. Click escape to get out of the continuous mode. I'm going to come down here and click here and click and add just a little bit more to this one right here. Now, you'll notice over here that none of these buttons are highlighted. That's because by default, the high-speed tracks are selected, and I didn't select the ground tracks, but that's easy to fix. We'll just close that, and I'm going to select all the tracks that I just created. Oh, we need to go over here to the move, delete, and edit tracks. This is a selection tool here, and then we'll select that, and we're going to come over here now, select the tram ground, and that changes everything to the tram size, but we still have this little issue right here with this segment. And in order to correct that, we're going to select each of these track segments and now come over here to the viaduct button and click on that. And that changes this segment into a viaduct or a bridge segment. So that's what we want there. All right. And now we've got the tracks laid down. Let's do a little bit of magic. Now we're ready, almost ready to upgrade this to station tracks, but let's do it. You have to do it a little bit special way. Click one of these tracks on the right side, on the north side where the station is at. Hold down the Shift key on your keyboard. Click the right side, the south end on the station on the right side, and that will select both of those. And keep your Shift key pressed. Come over here and south of the garden, water garden, click on the north end of the left track and the south end of the left track. And that gets all the station tracks selected that we need. And we'll click Promote Tracks into New Station over here in the bulk editor. And that will create 2 station tracks that we can use for the station. Let's click Stations here at the top. and now click the label for the station, and let's use a manual name, and we're going to change that. This is kind of funny the way this control works. If you move your mouse off of it, then well, sometimes sometimes you can't do anything up here. This time I had to challenge my understanding of it, but it went ahead and selected. Sometimes when you move your mouse off, then the control is no longer selected, and key inputs don't make any difference. But this time it didn't work that way. But let's give this a name. We'll call this the Main Street Water Garden, and we'll change the label to name and passenger, and that's all the differences we need to make there. Another station another station type that we'll find occasionally on the red line are stations that have only one track, and it looks like there's only a couple of them here that I see in this part of the red line. There's a station over here on the left and a station over here on the right. And there's a couple of ways we could do this. We could use basically the same technique that we used before, except that this time we don't use double tracks, we use single tracks. And we could choose all of these tracks and make one station out of this. But in this case, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going up here and click Tracks. Click the Append to Track button. Then deselect the double track mode. And then come over here to the stations. And we're going to select up here just north of the station to start our tracks. We'll come down here to right to the end of the platform, and we'll click right there. Then we'll scroll down here to the end of the platform here, click there once, and then click here once in the center of the road. And now we click Escape to get out of that. Let's go on over to the other side, and we'll do basically the same thing. We'll start here in the center of the road, come down here to the end of the track. And if you can get that black line to line up, and sometimes you can't, and sometimes you can't, but if you can get that line to line up to the blue line, that makes things easier. We click there, and I didn't get it. Let's just go on down to the end of the station, and we'll click the end of the station, then the center of the road right there. And then we can click right there to stop appending. And now we have the two station tracks selected. Instead of making one station out of this, we'll make two stations. We need to go up here to move track and delete, or we could just press escape, and that will go back to that button. And we'll select that part of the track. We'll select that. And now we'll select promote tracks into a new station. And we'll do the same thing over here. We'll select one end, hold down the left shift button, left shift key, and click there, so that now we have that one selected, and we'll click promote tracks into a new station. Now we have two stations. They both have the same name, but they're different stations. And let's go up here to controls, and we'll keep the name part, but on the at the end of the name, we're going to add northbound for the station on the right. and click on the map somewhere to finish that. Now click on the other station, and we're going to use normal, and then at the end of that we'll click southbound. So we've got two stations in the same area, but one is a northbound station, the other is a southbound station, and they're just the way we want them to be. Now notice here we can do a little bit of cleanup, that the stations have put the end of the station right up here. Oh, wait a minute, I see something that I've done that's wrong here. Let's click all of these, let's select all of these stations, because we're still with the viaduct height there. We need to put those back on the ground. All right, now let's look at them. And now see, we'll click that, and now you can see we've got part of the station is going outside of the boundary. And that's because of that little thing there. Just take that and bring it back to the beginning, and that will make the station line up with the end of the platform, make it not look just really nice. And do the same thing over here. And we might need to do the same thing on the water gardens, I don't know. Let's go up there and take a look and see if that's necessary. And remember, it's right here where that cross is. That's the midway point between these two nodes. Just click and drag that down there, and now the station lines up the way that we want it to line up. Let's go back and look at the one at the water garden, see how that one looks, if it needs any correction. It probably does. Yes. So click there, and now we see here that's too far down. We'll bring that down. You're bringing the node you're bringing that cross down all the way to the node. Here's the node, and that lines up those areas just nicely right here. And then this one's on the right hand side, so we take for some reason we can't grab it there. Maybe we can grab it on the other side. Yeah, we can grab it on the other side. I'm not sure. You have to find the right one to grab. You see, this is locked. I mean, we can't change that, but this one is not locked. We can change this side, and then the locked side will follow it. Same thing down here. You can't select it here because it's locked. So you go over here to the unlocked side, and you bring it down here and line it up with the end of the platform, and that's just right. We're not completely over the blue lines here. We could correct that if we wanted to by making this a little bit wider, but here we are over the blue line, and it's just not necessary. You don't have to go, your lines don't have to perfectly go over the blue line. Just use your own judgment, make it look nice, and so on. You can make adjustments if you want to. Like for this, we could grab that and pull it over a little bit if we wanted to. Center it up a little bit better if we wanted, and just do whatever feels right to you. And that looks pretty good. And there we go. We've created a couple of stations there. All right, the last station that we're going to work on in this video is a special type of station that's called a depot. And it's going to be down here on the south side. And we'll work on this, and that will complete the video for this section. And basically what we're going to end up doing is we'll create stations along these parallel lines here in this on the left-hand side, and we're going to put some stations here on the right-hand side along some of these parallel lines, and you'll notice here that these parallel lines are a little bit closer. And the way the station is built in real life, the track comes down here and splits and goes down as two tracks, and then it merges back there. We're not going to put all of these tracks in here. We're just going to put some of the tracks in and remove these splits the way that you see them here. But the outside track, we'll leave that clear as a way of egress. And this inside track, we'll leave that clear as a way of ingress, so that trains can get around the station here without being encumbered by trains that are sitting on the platforms here in the center of the line. So let's start by coming over here and select the pin to tracks. We're going to select the double track mode, and we'll use the continuously append track mode. So this button needs to be selected. And let's decide where we want our track, where we want our platforms to be. For these three, the platforms will start around here and they'll go all the way down here to the bottom one. There'll be one station we'll put right here that will be a little bit shorter than the others that we've done. So let's see what's the best way of doing that. We want these to be, this one to be open. This is not, we're not going to put that one in there. So this one comes almost all the way down. We can put 4 stations in here that line up just about perfectly. And so we'll just start right here. Let's see if our stations go correctly. They do. So we're going to go, we'll start right there, and we'll come all the way down here to the end and line it up on the blue line and click right there. And let's escape that. And that will be, this will be one of our stations, and this will be one of our stations. It's not over the line we want it to be, but we'll make a correction on that in a moment. Now select the, select the split and tape tools, and then come down here and select the track type to be parallel track tape, and click right there. Now come up here and you'll see the blue dot. That is the blue dot is riding on the part of the track that is not locked. This track is locked to that track, but this track over here on the right is not locked. We can make changes there. And now click, and you don't have to hold the button, but now bring your track down to where the entire track is selected, and then click again, and that creates another track that's parallel. So that's our third station track that we're going to create. And now go back up to the top and do that one more time. That's our fourth track. And now we can click escape, and that will go back into the move, delete, and edit tracks mode. All right. Now the thing we need to do is move these tracks so that they are over the blue lines where we want the tracks to be. And to do that, we'll click all of the locked tracks, and so that the selection highlighter looks like the way it does now. And come over here to parallel offset and click the edit button. Click a 1 in the parallel offset text field. And now we're going to click add several times until this track, the inner track, lines up over this track, this blue line in the on the map. And then once you get it there, you can deselect that track. And we're going to then do the same thing over here again. Click add several times until this track is over the line that we want it to be on. And now we deselect that one. And there's only one track selected now. And we'll click add a few more times until that track is sitting over the blue line right there. And so that looks pretty good. We can now click on the map to deselect all the maps. And now those tracks are selected the way, those tracks are created the way we want them to be created. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing over on the left-hand side. We're going to create 5 station tracks over here. And in order to do that, we'll put one here, one here, one here. That's 3, 4, and 5. And let's go ahead and put a 6th. We'll put a 6th one there. And that will give us 10 tracks. And I'm not going to create this line here because all it does is it splits off here at this merge, and then it merges back into this line. And that will complicate things a little bit in building the station that we want. So I'm not going to create this line. I'm just going to create 6 station tracks along those parallel lines right there. And we'll do that the same way we did the last one. We click the append to tracks. All the others are already set the way we want them to. And we'll start up here at the top right and click on the track. We'll bring it down here most of the way to the bottom and click on that track, and then click escape to escape out of that. And now we're going to click on the move, delete, and edit. No, not signals. Oh, here it is. The split and tape tools. Click there. And we want the parallel tracks to be selected down here. And we'll just do the same thing we did before. And we want, that's 4, 5, and 6. And now we'll go back to the move, delete. I'm just going to hit escape to move over there quickly. And we will select all of the tracks except for the track all the way to the right. And down here in the bulk editor, we'll use the add button. Let's zoom in on this so we can see what's happening. We'll use the add button, click once, twice. Click this left shift button, click on the track, click on that track to deselect it, then add 1, 2. Do this again, deselect with the left shift and mouse click, add 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like maybe not doing this just perfectly, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like they're not really very parallel. So just do whatever you want to do there to make it look good. We'll clean this up a little bit, straighten that up. And that doesn't look too bad. So now we've got 6 tracks on the left and 4 tracks on the right. And one more track I want is right here, between here. This is, what I want to call this is a garage. And we're going to select one here. We'll use one track mode. And we'll just click once at the top and then come down here and click once near the end. And that will be the last station track. So that gives us, I believe, 11 tracks in all. Now, zoom out, and the only thing that we've created here are the station tracks. We didn't put anything at the end, beginning or end. Just to remember when you go in and connect these all up, that you want to come in here probably close to the center. Not really all that necessary, but because you can come in later and pull that gray bar down to the end of where these nodes are at, and make your stations line up the way you want them to line up. But for now, we're just going to go over into the selection mode and select all of the tracks that we just created and promote the track into a new station. And the automatic name that's given is Metro Rail Operations Center, and that's a good enough name. We'll keep that. But the only thing I'm interested in here or is the name. No one's going to be boarding or deboarding here, so the only thing we're interested in is the name, and that's going to be the depot right there in the center of our tracks. So let's take a look and see how this looks now. And now you can see how all the how this looks now that everything has been created that we wanted. We've got all of these tracks set up. These over here, 4 on this side and 1 in the center, and that's going to be important when we start using this. Now, let's take a look at this station one more time, and let's see, open the station editor. The station stop signals, there's nothing there. We're going to come back to this in another video and fill this information in to complete the station. Of course, we still have the tracks to lay down and things of that nature. But now you've seen enough in these videos to create all the stations on the red line. And let me show you how we can see that more easily. If you'll come over here and select on the map options and get this to show up, then look over here where it says show existing railways, deselect that. And if you deselect that, that makes it easy to see where all of these stations are at. Here's a station up by the Astro Dome, another station here, a station here. We're getting down in the downtown area now. No, this is south of downtown near the hospital district. This is one station, a northbound and a southbound. one station, one station. We've created that one. Then there's another double track station here, another double track station here. Here's another split station, another split station, another split station, and so on. There's the water garden station we created. Here's a double track station, another split station, and we keep going up, seeing all of these brown lines. Now this one's going to be interesting. This is a three track station, and instead of just double stations, you build three tracks, and basically you build these three tracks the way that we built the tracks in the depot. You'll first start up here. You'll create a parallel track. Then you will use the split tape tool to create the third track in here, and so on. So that will give you the three tracks in that station. And we keep going up here further north. Here's another split station, and we'll come up here. It turns right, a 90-degree angle, and comes up here. There's another station there. And then finally, no, it's not the last station. There's a station here, 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 and here. There's the last station north of the loop, and so on. And you can give the stations any kind of names that you want. You can try to give them the names that are found in the in real life. And if you want to do that, let me show you how you can do that. I'm going to bring up my Chrome browser. And in the Chrome browser, I have this this link, the Houston Regional Trip Planner, and it's planyourtrip.ridemetro.org. And if you'll go there, you'll come to this map in Google Chrome. And then from here, you can select routes. And there are several routes that are listed here. We're interested in the Metro Rail Red Line. Click on there, and there's the Metro Rail Red Line that we're working on. And then if you scroll in, you can look for, be careful with this, you can look for these station icons. And this station that we created, that we called the MFAH Parking Garage North and South, the real name for that is Museum District Southbound and Museum District Northbound. And so you can see all the real life names along the red line that that you're interested in, and give them the real life names if that is your desire. Well, I think that's enough for this session. We're going to quit right here, and then the next session we'll be putting down the normal tracks of the station all the way from the south to the north end, as well as the tracks for the depot at the south end, and we'll get some tips and tricks with regard to that. I appreciate your watching, and hope to see you again in the next video.